Good afternoon, everybody. I'll wait to see anybody tune in real quick. And I'm not even sure if the lighting is good. So I may go out and come back in again because the sun is bright on one side and then I get like the shadow on the other side. And if somebody was here, I can find out if I need to do this from another angle. Because I don't really like, maybe this one is good. And if it's too dark, I'll just lighten it up anyway. But good morning, actually, everybody. I'm Cheryl Howard, your inspirational and transformational speaker and strategist. And today I am up and close and personal. So up close and personal today. And I want to bring you 5 inspirational points to push you because somebody needs a push. And I'm inspired to do this yesterday after I was on a call with someone and explaining to her how a lot of us need to be pushed. We need to be motivated, excuse me, out of the things that we go through in life and things get in the way. And yes, we have dreams, we have visions, we have goals, we have things we want to achieve. Sometimes we allow a lot of things to distract us. And I know about distraction. I know about procrastination. And I also put up the other point that sometimes we have to learn, and I've learned this over the years, when it's your season to move. And sometimes God will open up the way, you connect with certain people, and everything is telling you to go a certain direction, but you allow the distractions. It's almost like being caught up there in the winds and the waves, and you so focused on how high the waves are, like Peter was, and you don't trust the season or trust God to step out and move. Like I'm creating a way from you. I made a way of escape. If you're in a situation, you need God to open up a way for you to get out of that situation, and God does it. And sometimes you feel so stuck. And so sometimes we need a push. But I want to just bring 5 inspirational points to help push you to live the life, the dream that you want to live, and the purpose and the passion and the things that you possess. But it's these internal barriers that we deal with, some of them being fear and insecurity, that hinder us from moving forward, that hinder us for doing the things we really want to do. And let you know that you already have things in your possession that you need to just get started and believe God for the rest. Stop worrying about what if this don't work out and whether this don't happen and how is the end going to be. Find out. Enjoy the journey. I often say, God, we're going to find out what the end is going to be of all of this. Because sometimes when those things do come to distract, I'm like, okay, I can't wait till this pass because I got to see what's on the other side. So we sometimes need to be around other people to help us do that because life can get hard. We have health issues. We got other things that get in the way, and it just really discourages us. I know the feeling. I've been there. I experience it once in a while, and I have to do things to pick me up. So I stay around people who are motivated, people who are doing what I'm doing or doing something else, and people who are been successful doing something that I want to do or I am aspiring to do, and they have done it and they have succeeded. And they have failed and they have gotten back up again and kept it moving. Those are the people that I need to be around. That actually pushes me to move forward and not give up on my dreams and on my goals. So the first inspirational point I want to tell you to is be a rebel for a cause. Be a rebel for a cause. Your cause is your vision, your purpose, your goal, your passion, your dreams, all of those things that you desire to be and live. And you know you already have that in you, but you need to see it come into fruition. Sometimes you have to be a rebel in spite of and regardless to, you are going to do what you feel you are called or led or desire to do against all odds. So you're being a rebel because you're going against the odds. You're going against the naysayers, the ones who say you can't do this. You're going against the present circumstances or the conditions that you face. In spite of all of that, you decide to move forward and press on. That's being a rebel because everything looks like it's telling you to give up and stop and just doubt. But the rebel in you rises up and say, oh no, we're going to keep moving forward against all of this. I'm breaking free. I'm breaking through this. So we have to learn to break these internal barriers that we battle with inside. Because sometimes it's not the external things, it's the internal things that keep us hindered and keep us stifled and stuck and we don't move. So be a rebel with a cause. Number 2, stop waiting for permission. Some of you still, I don't know what you're waiting for. Waiting for permission for somebody to give you the green light. The light is already green. The cars are moving. You still sitting there. Daydreaming. I don't know. But We keep waiting for permission to do something. Some of us battle with insecurity, and so sometimes we waiting for somebody to pat us on the shoulder or push us, and sometimes we need that, and that's what I'm here for. But you have to learn to become empowered. This is why I offer these tools and tips and points to try to help you learn how to implement them and empower yourself. Because as I always say from one of my professors who taught me, we can't empower anybody. If they don't apply all the things they've learned, they will not be empowered. You have to implement things to become empowered. Powering tips, powering information. It's like the Bible. If you don't apply God's word to your life, you won't experience the things that God promised and what the word says and the transformation that takes place. You won't. You still have the same mind. You won't learn what it is to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you can live out what is God's good and acceptable and perfect will for your life. It starts with applying it, meditating and thinking on it. Think on these things. Meditate on it. See the transformation. Apply one thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. I always say that. And don't overwhelm yourself about looking at other people. By looking at other people and seeing how speedily they're reaching toward their goal or how they're moving. Everybody has their own lane. Okay? So worry about you. Be concerned about you. That's number 2. Stop waiting for, number two was stop waiting for permission. Understand that the system way of doing things has changed. People are not doing things the way they used to do it because the system have changed. A good example is years and years ago, there used to be such a thing as job security, where you got it. You're going to be in this job for 20 something, 30 something years and retire, get your good severance pay or your good package, and you're going to sit back and get your retirement funds and all of that stuff. Well, the system have changed where job security don't exist like it used to. So corporations are shutting down. They're merging. I always speak about this because this is what's happening, because I know a lot of people who've lost jobs or they depended. This is why they escort people out of their places of employment when on their last day, because you feel angry and hurt. You put in blood, sweat, tears. You worked hard. You had sleepless nights. You're thinking about your job at home. You bringing your work issues at home and all this stuff. You're sacrificing. And all of those years you feel devalued, not appreciated, and not seen. And so you start thinking about all that stuff. So people, they go through those emotions and they start getting angry and they want to hurt somebody. So, you have somebody to come and escort you, empty out your desk, take your stuff, and I'm going to escort you to the door, because they don't know how people going to react. Because it's not the easiest thing to leave a job unless it's something you want to do. But, so, the system has changed. You can't do things the same way. If the system changed, you have to change. And that's going to bring me to my next point. But don't wait for anybody to see you. Sometimes we're still waiting for someone to see us. Even in the church, there are ministers to this day that I know are sitting on their gifts and their talents because they're waiting for their one leader, their pastor, to see them. Out of a church of 5, 10,000, 15,000 people, when God has already given you a mandate over your life, that pastor and leader is just a shepherd over you in that local body, as far as the gifts and administrations and the things that you do in that local body. But the Lord is the shepherd over your life. So you can't wait for the pastor to tell you. I told someone the other day, you mean to tell me you have to call your pastor to ask if you can go across the street in a laundromat and lay hands on this woman who needs a healing because the Lord spoke to you and said, I need you to go over there, put your hand on her right leg right now. There's something right there. You may have the gift of healing, but you're waiting for your pastor who you may not be able to reach. So you have just made that leader your Lord and shepherd of your life. And that's where you're out of order. That's where you're out of order. It says, he is your shepherd. You shall not want. Not your pastor is your shepherd over your life. Just the shepherd of that flock that he's leading under that local body, but not over your life. God is the one who called and ordained you, and he gifted you and equipped you to do what he called you to do. And so, because if something is on you to do, whatever ministry, you're going to be operating in it before anybody gives you a title or a degree or a ordination. You're going to be operating in it already. It's going to be evident. It's going to be apparent to people. So you're not waiting for a title. Again, you're not waiting for permission. You're not waiting to be seen. You're doing it already. God sent people to help you, to nurture that thing in you and to mentor you. But you don't just sit and wait and go, well, I'm going to see who's going to see me so I can get up. So now you're sitting on gifts and talent. There's people waiting on you, people waiting to be healed, because that may be your gift, and not only physical healing, maybe emotional healing, or some other kind of transformational work that's in you to do. And you can't wait for somebody to see that in you. And I know that's what held a lot of people back. And so you can't wait for that. So number 3 is create your own lane. That brings me to my next point. I talked about being a rebel with a cause. Stop waiting for permission. Now, because the system have changed, you have to create your own lane. I see this happening a lot with people in the music industry, because they're no longer slaves to the record label. People are becoming more independent artists, and a lot of other areas where people are creating their own lane. Everybody may not have the same access to wealth. I know people who've been in prison, and because their record is their history, have so much criminal activity on it, they can't wait around for somebody to open up, because some doors are not going to open for them based on their history. But I know some people who left prison and started their own businesses, their own corporations, their own nonprofits, because they decided to be a rebel with the cause. They decided to create their own lane, and they decided that they're not waiting for somebody else's permission, somebody to recognize them, because a lot of times we as human beings are not forgiving. That's why we cannot be God. God will forgive a mass murderer if he repents and turn his life around. So I know some people who have stepped out and in spite of, regardless to, created their own lane to do things, whatever gift, passion that they have or talent. They didn't wait for the system to open up its door or to recognize them. They say, you know what? I got something. I'm going to move and do this. Those people inspire me all the time, because what else they have to lose? They don't have anything else. Some of us have more, and we still sit on those things. And others feel like, look, I ain't got nothing else to lose, so I might as well just step out and do this. And then believe God for the rest. Number 4 is, who are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Can you even answer that question? I think that's a Selah question, a Selah. Think about it. Who are you waiting for to give you permission? And sometimes we have to ask ourselves these introspective questions, like, well, who am I waiting for? Just that question to make you go, really, there is nobody but yourself. It's in you. You have to be the one to do the transformational work inside and realize, I am holding myself up. I need to step out and do these things. You're getting dreams about it. People give you affirmations. People give you confirmations. Are you that type that need a confirmation all the time about something? Well, I just need to hear it another time. I need somebody else to tell me. So you need to hear it over and over again. Again, it goes back to what I said before. You have to know when it's your season. God sometimes will just say, I have given you all these things, and I'm going to bring up that in a moment. That's going to be another point we're going to end with, that God has already given you permission from the beginning. It's when we receive his word and step out on it. Sometimes we waited for God to, come right down right in this moment and say, okay, no, it's already there. He has already commissioned you and mandated you, but you're waiting. And so that was number 4. Who are you waiting for? Number 5 is, this is the last one. God has already given you permission. And you can find it in his word in Genesis chapter 1, when he says to Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply and subdue, take dominion. So whatever God has given you in your possession, take dominion over it. So this is a way for you to take the power and empower yourself, because you have to understand who you are. Understand that he has already given you things that pertain unto life and godliness. He has already given you things within inside of you. And when you recognize that, then you feel empowered enough to start the process and start to progress. And so you have to understand who you are. And once you got that, like, wait a minute, God already given me all of this. I already have permission. So, and then the other scripture is Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember, the Lord God give us the power to get wealth. Whatever the wealth is. Wealth don't have to just be finances. Again, like I say, money. health, and so many other areas. But he's given us the power to do. He gives us the power to do that, and to move forward, and to live better lives, and to pursue, and to subdue, and to take dominion, and to multiply, and all of that, and to be fruitful. He's already given us what we need to get started. That's what I'm saying. There's some things that you may not have right now to go to, like, say, maybe another level, but you have enough to get started. And understand that when you start the cycle of progression, it'll move you from one level to the next level. But see, faith comes into play with this not waiting for permission, because you have to step out. And some of us, again, let's deal with the internal barriers that keep us from stepping out. When we do that, we'll find ourselves in a whole new mindset, ready to live life on a different level. Not, like I said, the old system has changed. So you have to say, like I have to say to myself, old Cheryl don't live here anymore. The new Cheryl is here, and we're going to do things different. That's what transformation is about. Let me tell you something. If you need me to push you, you need a pusher, a purpose pusher, and all of that great stuff, then you need to call me, and I could work with you and help you break through these internal barriers and give you some tools that you can utilize in your own personal life so you can overcome these internal barriers. Aren't you tired of hindering yourself? Aren't you tired of self-sabotaging yourself? Because really, there's nobody holding you back, but mentally, it may be something holding you back. Maybe there's an invisible chain with a lock around your head that's holding you back. Something inside, fear, insecurity, somebody lied to you, whatever you believe, your own self, whatever it is, you need to recognize that. That's the first step, and say, okay, we got to get rid of this because I got things to do. I got to go subdue this. I got to go pursue this, pursue happiness, pursue peace, pursue wealth, all of this. So I'm pushing you now. Somebody needs to be pushed. You've heard these things over and over again. I was just sharing with somebody the other night that a friend of mine, she confirmed that God, everything that I've shared with her, God even, look at this. This is enough. This is when it comes to disobedience, when you miss the season. When God already told you clearly what he has given you to do, and then everybody else have seen it and they spoke it and saw it, and you still don't move, that's not a good place to be. You'll miss your season, and you have to suffer some consequences because of the disobedience. God still wants much for you, but sometimes now you make your road longer. Now you had to be in the wilderness a little longer, but that wasn't God's original intent. The intent was to move you along. Yes, you will still have obstacles and things that get in your way, but you was not supposed to stay in that place that long. Now, this is a whole nother message that I'm going into, but I'm not going to get into it right now, but I can hear how this alone can be a message. But you don't step into something else. You end up staying in a place too long because of your disobedience. And so you have to overcome the fear. Look, if you're a believer, then you can bring all those cares to him. If it's fear, if it's insecurity, whatever it is that's holding you back, give them over to God. God, help me deal with this issue because I want to live the life that you created for me, that you ordained for me. You have given me these things and I'm sitting on them. I'm not using them, and it's killing you. Because it kills you when you're not operating in something that you love to do. Even if it's part-time, something to get started. It may not be a business. It may just be, I always wanted to do theater on the side. And you're not going to the local theater down the street and be a part of the production of something, anything, that you desire to do that will help enhance your quality of life. To feel happier. Sometimes you in a place where you love your job, you love it. Your place of employment, you're happy there, but there's something else pressing on you that you need to get out, that you need to let out, that you need to operate in. And so you're not truly happy. So you need to explore those things. But anyway, I've spoken longer than I want to. I hope that encouraged and inspired somebody to just seek those things out. Stop waiting for permission. You have permission right now. Not by me, but by God. But I'm giving you permission too. Go forth and do the things that you are supposed to do. Especially to those of you who already know what you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it because you're still in the old system way of doing things where you're waiting to be seen. You're waiting for somebody to come and pat you on the back. I don't know. Who are you waiting for? Somebody to open up their door. Create your own door. Open up your own windows. This is what I'm saying. Do something different. Get a different result. Change your circumstances. Sometimes it just takes you moving along and taking a step. in the right direction, and everything else will fall into place. So anyway, you guys have a good Monday. Make your day great. Speak life over your own life. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Change your mind. This is how you change your mindset. So I may make this number 6 or a bonus point. Change your own circumstances. Some things are out of your control. Some things you just got to wait out. But in the meantime, you can change your mindset in the circumstance. Or it don't have to be a circumstance. Just for you to move and do all the things that I've mentioned here, before you can do that, the way you can change your mindset is to speak life over yourself. So speak different than you've spoken before. Maybe you succumb to these negative things you got going on inside of you that hold you back. So instead of saying, well, this is too hard, I don't know how this is going to happen, you can change that around and say, no, I'm going to make this happen. God's going to make a way. I'm going to connect with the right people. I'm going to be in the right place at the right time. I'm going to make some new connections. And again, you have to do that. Take the step to do that. Look for some groups that are positive, people who are doing things that you want to do. Connect with those people. You need to do this to stay inspired. So I hope that these little broadcasts that I do every now and then inspire you to do just that. If nothing else, I hope that I inspired you to transform, to live a more meaningful and purposeful life. And this is it for the day. You guys have a great day. Like I said, make the day great. Speak life into your day. Speak life around other people. You'll attract good things. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.